Hey, everybody. Welcome. This is BB. Welcome to Lambert House documentary. This is my new episode for a new year. Welcome to 2023, guys. I'm excited. I had to take a little break, but I'm back. I'm here. And I have a special guest today. My special guest is Miss Perquida Williams. Whoever doesn't know, you better ask somebody. Welcome to Lambert House documentary, Miss Perquida Williams. How are you?
I am blessed. I am blessed to be here. And I was anticipating coming on and talking about Lambert houses for the years that I spent there, 47.
47 years. Oh my goodness. You know, they're having a 50th Lambert 50th this year. I'm excited about that. So much stuff going on.
10, I must have 10, yes.
So how have you been?
I've been blessed. Always learning, always looking for something that's going to empower me to be able to empower somebody else. Because it's a blessing. When you get blessed, it's a blessing to bless somebody else. And that's how the world goes, you know?
Yeah, that is so true. And you have a unique story because not only did you live in Lambert, you also worked for the corporation.
For my landlord as well as my employer, which was a good thing because I always prayed when I was in my teens that, you know, when you doing your resumes and you really don't have much on it, what's your objective? My objective was to find an organization that I could learn and grow and have promotions and to be able to help my community. And God answers prayer, I want you to know. He answers prayer. We don't even know that he already answered it, and we're still waiting for an answer, but he already answered it. Yeah. So it's a lot of things that have occurred. I moved to Lambert in 1973, and I was 19, and my son was 2.5, Ronnie. And most of the neighborhood know him. I didn't really know a lot of people around there. I was working 2 jobs, going to school for nursing, and my mother was alive. So, but that started happening after I got married and had the kids and having to go to the park across the street, 180th Street. That's where you start meeting people because you got your babies out there and the strollers. But well before that, I've always found myself to be attracted to being a community person. And Lambert in those days was beautiful. The housing, I mean, like the backyard, the front, everything was beautiful. The way it was set up, there were duplex apartments. You could really just like boss out your apartment. I started in a 1-bedroom in 1026. I stayed in the same building from the 1-bedroom to the 2-bedroom to the 3-bedroom, and to where after that I was going back downsized to a 1-bedroom again. But the thing was, and working for them, I was able to get experience and promotions. And, you know, I believe that if you ask, you receive it. If you seek, you're going to find it. And even though, you know, we're dealing with people that have prejudices, people that have differences, and, you know, they may even discourage you from doing some things, you must press. You must press, because if that's what you want to do, then you have to find a way around that to pursue it. So I was able to start out as a clerk. I clerked I clerked temporarily twice, and then the third time they called me back for a full-time position. And I went from clerk to secretary to administrative and administrative assistant. And I was going to Mercy College and received my degree because, you know, you want to get paid more. And so you must increase your education in order to do that. And all the while participating in New Hope, which was our great club. Oh, my goodness. And with Rosemary, Ma Carter, Juanita Carter, and quite a few others. Let me see. Rosemary, it was Ma Carter. It was definitely Alice Jenkins. There were so many leaders that were there, you know, contributing to the children, the Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts. We had the community center was open where you were able to, the kids could come in and play pool, or they could just gather and have talks, or get even mentored by one of the leaders there. They had the basketball teams. They would play basketball leagues. So it was very well rounded for Lambert at that time. And only down through the years when different managers would come and they want to change things and set up different programs, or take away programs, that it began to change. It also began to change in the 80s. That crack era really hurt a lot of our outlook, and so far as trusting people with your kids, because they could go downstairs, you could watch them go right out, look out the window, look and watch them play in the back. If like one time, an example, a guy came through with puppies, and he was like trying to sell them for a quarter, but to have the kids follow him. And one parent came out, and that man we didn't even get to see him by the time we got downstairs, because the parents used to look out for each other's children that way. And when we found out that he was enticing the kids with puppies or anything, so it was very protective of each other. We would look out for each other, and it was just really more uplifting, that because if you were conscious minded to find a job, you were more secure, able to find jobs. If you needed tutors for the kids, your neighbor could be a tutor, or somebody was always more helpful. But like I said, when things started to change, was because a lot of the property started being damaged. It was more fires. It was more hanging out in hallways and doing things such as that. And a security, they can't really just arrest anyone, and they want to save their lives as well too. So a lot of things began to change when people start having an "I don't care" attitude, and thinking that management can only do so much. Parents can only do but so much. The law at that time, we were not being invaded by police in the hallways or anything like that. But all of these things that were going to the left were demanding attention from the police to come and help save the residents. And that wasn't a good thing. And so it's still, but we still were encouraging programs like the GED, college programs for the adults to come in, for ESL. And I was a financial counselor for many years there. Well, okay, so I was an administrative assistant, then I was an operations manager. So I had 6 promotions in 6 years there. But the one thing was to promote my community, West Farms. And that included 1010 over there, 178th Street, those buildings over there. That included West Farm Square houses and Lambert, and then the surrounding community where we had the GED program. Sometimes they needed more than GED. Maybe they needed assistance to find out about a food program or eviction or a lawyer, and everything that I did with my clients were free. Referring them to a lawyer, helping them with a budget, helping them to find food pantries and things such as that. And I was fortunate enough that people that I work with, that they supported me supporting other people. And so, like I said, when you're blessed, it pays to be a blessing to others, because it always comes back around at you. And Lambert, I luckily I had employers. My bosses was Rosemary Ordonez. She's a great, and I knew Rosemary from when she was a teenager, but she was my superior at a couple of my jobs. And so we understood about community. We understood about building up and helping others, because we were in that club, New Hope, together. And New Hope was able to bring in parents and young adults to be independent thinkers. And we would have different events like game night. We would have meetings, and some of the kids that they would be problems, and we would be able to talk with them, or one of the people in charge of a program like Alice Jenkins or Mark Carter will be able to talk with them. And sometimes they just needed a place just to come and just be amongst people. They didn't necessarily have to be doing anything, but they were recognized as one of ours, rather than having them not be acknowledged. Because a lot of kids, they may not even need anything. They just want somebody to treat them like with respect, and like they belong. They belong somewhere. And they're not a stranger. Like, me, so why are you acting that way? So, but it was really a very wonderful experience, I think, whether good or bad, because in all situations you have to take the good along with the bad, or the bad along with the good, however you want to look at it. And New Hope was able to do a lot of those things Daryl Rattray, quite a few that are now professionals now. Jamal White. My son has been a barber in the community for over 22 years. Ronnie Williams, and they call him Ron the Barber. But like even with the young ladies, even with yourself, that you have a group and that you're helping the youth. So it's a give back to me, and it's always should be a give back. That even though things have changed and we come from a time when it was better, and I think it's going to always be times that where you start out, it's always looking better, but you have to find the good in what you're doing. You have to find the good in the programs that you're serving. Like I like to be creative. I like to create. I like to bring those things that the people need to the community. And I just need to find those people who would help me to do it. And so you have community board, you have the 48th Community Council. You don't have to be in love with them, but you can be there so that you can have information in order to share with your community and to help make things happen. It's not always about how they're trying to kill us, but it's more that we're trying to live, and we have to live with ourselves and what we're doing and what we're allowing to happen, because we do have rights. That's the one thing.
Well, when you like New Hope, you summed up so much stuff. That's amazing. So, like New Hope, do they still have New Hope? Is it still in existence?
Well, no, New Hope. New Hope. Uh, I guess it closed up once. Okay, I know Mark Carter, she had passed away, but I believe it closed up before that. And Alice had moved. Um, and a lot of those changes came with New Hope because the center was changing and they were putting in a kindergarten program.
Right.
And in the kitchen, they had a chef now. They had a chef in the kitchen.
Mhm.
They broke down the community center into rooms and offices for the kindergarten program. So our little game nights and meetings and things and such were gone. We didn't have that anymore. But thank God, a lot of the memories, a lot of the goodness that we did there, it did spread out to the community, to the Spanish, English, and otherwise.
What do they have now? Like, do they have anything like equivalent to New Hope now? Do you know?
No, not at all. Not at all. Now, the community center is a space for, I believe, maintenance and the office manager for Lambert houses. The seniors still do have their, they're called the forget me nots, and
Yeah.
also with the forget me nots, they have their little dance group. They meet. The Spanish group have their meetings, and then they come together with the Spanish and the English, and they still probably do things or try to do things together. I believe Rosemary Ordonez Jenkins, that she heads that or she helps them with that. But so far as the youth, there's nothing there for the youth to do at any part of Lambert houses. Um, there's at the West Farm Center on 178th Street, 1010 East 178th Street. I believe there's a GED program, but since the COVID, and even way before that, a lot of things changed. A lot of programs that depended on funds from other donors. Because Lambert is run through Phipps Community Development. And so Phipps Community Development receives a lot of donations in order for the programs that they run. And one thing about Phipps, they have deep in community development in different areas, and they're like all over in New York City. And so the promotion of the programs had to come through them, and then the leaders were being placed to run the programs. But there are no more community-based programs that I know of in West Farms. There might be the GED program and other programs at the West Farm Center, which is 1010 East 178th Street. But so far as in Lambert, there aren't any. And even up the block by Vice Avenue, they have like a community center, but I don't know that that's an active venue for people to go up there either.
Wow, because that's what people ask a lot about. They want to know what kind of services they have now for the youth.
Right.
That's very important. You touched on a lot of things, but there were a lot of things going on for the youth back then. Like you said, you could go to the gym at 214, is it
Right.
214, and just hang out. It was an open space. It was a good space.
Hmm.
And I do believe that young people need a place to go.
Definitely.
Um, all young people don't want to hang out in the street. They want to do something positive. They want to do something safe, you know.
I
And
believe 214, sorry, not meaning to cut you off. 214 was also a FIPS program, after school program, and they had a basketball program, I believe, and some study programs, like after school study programs. And those programs, I don't know if they still continue. Have they continued? I know there was an interruption of them, but then down at the school on 180th Street.
Mhm.
Um, that's the school right down on 180th Street by the train station.
um,
Wings
Police
Academy. Wings
Academy, yes.
Academy. Wings Academy is great for having programs, after school programs. From what I last understood, because I'm retired now. But from what I last understood, yes, at Wings Academy, you have to definitely the basketball. They're never going to be able to make the guys give up basketball. That's a
Oh,
given.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely not. I had a program there before. I did a play there called a cycle, and it was so good. It was awesome.
Very nice.
Yeah, that
Very
was a good
nice.
place to be. I mean, that's one program I really had a lot of young people there, and they were from teens to young adults. I mean, some young adults off the streets was coming into my program.
Very nice.
Parts of the play, it was just it was really good. So they were very welcoming. I talked to Rose recently, but where I'm at, it my cup runneth over. But if it didn't, I would love to do something in Lambert. I would love to bring a program there. I would, I don't have the time. Like, but I'm going to try to make the time, even if it's not me. Maybe it's someone who's working with me, in my company. But it's so important. It's so important. Our kids are amazing. They need to be in places that's safe that they could be amazing. That where they could think and they could just be free and be young people. It's
Yeah.
important. So
They're
I
very talented. We have a lot of talented children,
absolutely.
and they just need a venue to be able to bring it out. Some of them are so talented they don't even realize how talented that they are. And it's the negativity, and I tell people, watch what you say to yourself. Bad enough people saying things to you or at you, but you have to really watch what you say to yourself.
Mhm.
And after years of being conditioned by bad parenting or teachers and attitudes and things like that, some of them start to believe that they are like that, and they're not. And it takes people like you, people like Rose, and others to bring these out of them. Like, oh, that's a problem child. No, that's not a problem child. That's just somebody who needs someone to like to not only just to tutor them, but to be like a mentor to them. And I just think that we need more mentors. We need more people to step up, even if they have 1 to 2 hours, just to talk with a kid or help a kid, or go by a school and offer, whatever they can, whatever. And I think the schools might be able to allow it, because the teachers, from what I understand, like, they're burdened down with what they're trying to do. And I know at the barbershop was one of the things, like all the guys, like older guys, younger guys, police, corrections, pastors, they all would be in there, and they would have their little talk, and sometimes, like, the camera be off, but you could hear their voices. It just be dark, but that gave them freedom to speak about whatever was on their mind and to express themselves. And a lot of times we don't get to express ourselves because this one here is our boss, or that one there is gonna, have a bad impression of me, or they control my money, or or some consequence that
Mhm.
they're afraid of having. And why welcome more trouble in your life when like, no, you know what, I'm just gonna leave that alone right there. But we need to be able to have freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and freedom of ideas. Everyone has talents. God created everybody with talents. You have talents. So, like I said, a lot of them, they haven't even discovered their talents
What
yet.
do you
But
think about the gentrification that's going on with Lambert houses?
I think everybody better pay their rent. Everybody pay their rent, and keep to their nose to what's going on, because they can't do anything if if you're legal, you're paying your rent and you handling your business. But when you put yourself at risk, now you're giving them an opportunity to do what they feel like to you. Just
Mhm.
like with when they said that they were moving um, the people from one building to another to the empty apartments because they was tearing down a building, right? Not
Mhm.
everybody got to go to transfer to another apartment, and it may have been because you was going on there cussing them out every month, or you were destroying your property, and or you just, like when they said that yeah, you didn't have to pay rent for a long time, and then they wasn't holding that money to the side, that they were spending all of it, and so now when it came due, and I feel for people that like being short on money, because I know how that is. I've been married and I've been single, having raised 3 kids, so I know how that is. I've been out on the street on the corner of 180th Street with 2 grills yelling chicken leg sandwiches, So listen, a hustle is a hustle.
So you
But
raised amazing kids. Your kids are amazing.
oh,
You,
thank you, thank you.
kudos to you. You raised
Oh,
your
thank you.
kids.
It was not easy because you can't be everywhere 24/7. Are they following what they're supposed to do? Are they in danger? And sometimes you could be doing everything, but your kids will take risks. They'll take risks. But I used to have to terrorize mine. That you ain't gonna. I wanted to keep them safe.
But look at the outcome, the outcome. But you raised a point, because see, a lot of people come on and they want to know, they say that the selection was unfair of
Mhm.
putting people in the new building. And like some people got in, some people didn't. Why didn't senior citizens get in before some other people got in? What a lot of people think that the selection part was not fair.
But there's a lot of underlying things there why they didn't get in, and they're not going to tell you. They're not
Mhm,
going to tell you. I mean, I now they have these things that if you have a relative that's a felon, they can't live with you.
mhm,
That if there was a raid on your apartment, that you have to go, or however they make it so that you're not able to keep your place. So there's a lot of variables there that we don't know about why, But I know, like, if you pay your bill, then they can't get rid of you. They can't get rid of you. And then, you know, um, you always, every day when God wakes us up, we have new mercies every morning, right? And so that means that we have an availability to change. I don't have to be that one that was cursing you or had a bad attitude and I'm just going down this way. No, because after a while, I'd be like, now wait a minute, what am I accomplishing here? Everybody else is prospering and I'm not prospering. So you can't tell me that you don't know that about yourself and your life and where it's going. Like, do you want to prosper? Do you want to be good? Do you want to move ahead in life? Do you want people to promote you? Even you trying to make a record, a rap record or whatever. What are you standing for? And these are the things that these people really need to know and to understand. And it's not that they don't know it because they see it every day with other people who like what I remember when they came here. So how is it they able to do this before me? So, it's all down to each individual, not to judge any group of people or anything like that, or to judge anybody, but it's all up to the individual. This is your life. That show that used to come on, this is your life. Well, we all on show. This is our life. This is your life. And what do you want to do with it? And I don't believe it's ever too late that for you to turn the coin, or however, and to work on if it's going back to school, if it's making more money, if it's having a better relationship with your kids. Sometimes you got to eat crow. You got to eat crow. Like, listen, I know I was wrong. I was going through this, that, and the third, but I really want to make it up to you now. And I apologize. Can we turn the leaf? Can we make something happen? Can we love each other? Can we be better with each other? You have to incriminate yourself sometimes just to get to a better place in life, a better place, and if it's your job or your kids, and mostly with your kids and your family, because other than that, what kind of legacy are you living? What
yeah.
kind of legacy are you leaving? So that just things don't just happen. It's like it's a build up. This is what you built up to, and so when they say that you have to eat it, like you want to be able to try to turn around and fix it before you have to eat it, because just because you don't remember don't mean others do, and those others are the ones that are in power to manipulate you to do this or to do that. And I don't like nobody being and power over me to manipulate me. So that means I have to be on my game, I have to be on point, and I have to be in a position to make things happen for me, or make things happen for others. And that's what, I get pleasure out of, just helping anybody to succeed and helping them to progress ahead, and just a thank you or a smile. That just does it for me. I just love that. Like,
That's
I
it.
had over 6,000 clients. I was a financial counselor, and my coworkers used to say, "Oh Lord, they going to church when it come back to my office, right?" And I would do my job and everything for them. And then if the Lord told me to tell them something, I would. And at first I was like, what? I don't know, these people be telling them nothing, but I would just be obedient and do it. And man, the people prospered. One guy, he searched for me for 9 years to come back and tell me. And
Wow.
this was a whole family in a shelter.
Wow.
Miss Williams, he was in my office. We used to have a house. I used to have a job. And my kids, they was doing really good in school. So long story short, he came back after 9 years to tell me, like, he found a job. His wife was working, that he has a car, she has a car. They had an apartment, and that now they have a house. And so people helping people just a little bit to help people to be on track for what they need. Sometimes they can't see it because there's just so much burdening them down. It don't hurt to be nice or to say something nice to encourage somebody. I mean, like with me, and it's like, you're going to get what you give out. You're going to get what you give out. And I've been lying for blessings. I'm greedy. I'm like, Lord, it's me again right here. So listen, I'm in line for blessings. I'm greedy. He knows it. I'm calling him all the time, and
Yeah.
I need this and I need that. And I mean, oh my God is so good that before you even turn around, he already gave it to you. But
Yeah.
you just don't even know it yet. You don't even realize it yet.
Listen, you just don't know it, and it's right in front of you. What
Exactly.
I experience that all the time. Like,
Yes.
and it's right there. So, Paquita, what are you doing now that you retired?
Now, well, I am a chaplain. I was a chaplain before I retired. I was volunteering at St. Barnabas Hospital,
Okay.
3 days, and then it went to 2 days a week. And I had to stop doing that, because of the COVID and stuff like that. But I work with a financial group, Primerica Financial Services. I help families become debt free, financially independent. I just want to be able to show them how I can help them, people, and if it's life insurance, if you need to invest, which is something that our people wasn't taught about investing.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
we really need to, I don't care if it's $25 a
yeah.
month, $50 a month, you need to be investing, because when you get, most times you work until you're 45, our people, because you ain't had a chance to go back to school or do anything else. At
Mhm.
45, okay, it's not too late, but most of those years that you was getting a tax refund, what happened? You spent it, right? And so the sooner that you can start investing and saving some money for yourself, having a proper life insurance and different things that you need, and each family is different, then you should really look into it. You don't have to necessarily look into it with me, but I tell you, if I can't help you, I'm not going to hurt you, not for a dollar.
But let me ask you something.
Mhm.
How could, because time is going. How can someone reach you if they want your services or they need your help?
Oh, I'm on Facebook as Perquida Williams. I'm on Instagram as Clack53, and I'm not hard to reach. I am available. I'm
I
not
thank
hard.
you for your interview. You covered so much stuff. I hope you able to get it all in. This interview's been a long time coming. I thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank
But
you.
you did from